Alright, this is the audio commentary for the Director's Cut additions to 24-Hour Movie Marathon 3 Days of Movies, and this is the phone sequence as it originally appeared in the marathon video. Basically, I had the idea to kind of have more than one YouTuber make a cameo appearance in my second 24-Hour Movie Marathon video. I had Ryan Chataway appear via a phone call, and so yeah, I thought I'd get him to do it again. And Ryan, here he is. He originated the whole 24-hour movie marathon, so it just seemed right for me to kind of include him. And he's a good friend of mine as well, so it was a lot of fun to have him involved. And this year I wanted to do it again, but I thought it'd be cool if I spoke to Ryan on the phone. We hung up, and then someone called me. Oh no, I would call someone else, and then someone would call me, and it would just keep going and going, and getting more interesting, and more cameos, more surprises, just for just to really entertain the people who follow the YouTube movie community and see some familiar faces, and just fun for me and my friends as well to all be in my video. So that was Ryan there doing his Chill Pilgrim impression, which may or may not have caused us a bit of heat with Chill Pilgrim himself, but we like to joke around, and Ryan did a good job with this, and it was cool to have him kind of kick off this whole sequence, and as always, cool to have him involved like it was in year 2 of the movie marathon. And this one took a while to edit with all the different perspectives and stuff, but it's a pretty standard thing to edit. It just took me a while to get the timing down exactly as I wanted it, and so Ryan just called me, and now I'm going to call someone else, and we don't know who it is until we see this. And this is exactly how I imagined it when the person who this is, who you'll see in a second. I kind of told him that this is what I'd like to see in the, to begin his part, and he went above and beyond and kind of included some other cool things, I think, and it is none other than Robbie Webster, and he's a huge E.T. fan, so it just seemed funny to me that he would be watching E.T. with this huge E.T. collection, just enjoying the movie, when I happened to phone him in this video. So he's got like a Wolverine and Yoda plush toy there, sitting there watching it with him, and you can just see some of his awesome posters in the background, and that and that Superman gown, and of course he's just telling the plush toys that he has to take the phone call. He did a great job with this, and it was awesome to get Robbie involved, another good friend of mine who I visited this year in 2014. And now we cut to a close-up of me just to make it a bit more interesting. I wish the lighting was better in my kitchen, but it was really the best I could do. But at the end of the day, this isn't really a proper film. This is just a fun YouTube video that's been glorified to the max and pushed to 3 hours. And it's a bit of an epic, YouTube video. But I'd still like to kind of make it look as good as it can be, given the kind of quick circumstances in which I've made it. Of course, Robbie just hangs up on me then, and I love his little smile here where he just sits back and just enjoys continuing to watch E.T. So at this point you'd think that this was it, and then the phone goes again, and this is where we introduce another YouTuber cameo, another good friend of mine who is on YouTube known as Maticus Tatui, Matt. And there he is, and he very gamely went along with me suggesting that he start the phone call as if it was a video, and and then it kind of takes a turn for the worse. He did another great job. It was a really quick turnaround with Matt. When I told him that I'd like him to do the video, he got me this clip I think within a day or so. So he really got me what I needed very quickly, so I could start piecing it together, and filming it and getting the ball rolling on everything. Because I had to write all of these scenes out to make it fit when I filmed my stuff. Because when I filmed all this angle, my side of the phone calls, some of the people hadn't done their footage yet, so I was kind of hoping that it would turn out the way I'd written, but I also encouraged them to kind of ad-lib a little, and kind of and Matt did a great job with that. There was quite a few alternate takes that Matt did that didn't get used, so he gave me quite a cool little kaleidoscope of lines to use, and I love that one that he used there. And this is where the phone call sequence ended on the original cut of the YouTube cut. But this is where the director's cut stuff starts, because this was the final person. It was meant to kind of raise up the ante, because he's a pretty big YouTuber, the biggest of all the people who appear in this video, and it is of course Zaran Isaac, who's one of my favorite YouTubers of all time, and he did a great job with his footage as well. He just got to me a little bit late. He was very busy, and he was all up for it, and I wrote the script out for him, and he tweaked it a little. But he just didn't have the time to get it done, and I had a release date that I wanted to keep by because people were excited to see the video. It just so happens he got me the footage a few days after I'd released the video, so the director's cut actually went up like a week after the original YouTube cut. So yeah, and this little thing here he added, and I thought it was really funny. He even said in the footage he sent to me that he wanted to kind of make it a bit cinematic as he'd seen the intro. I sent him a link to the intro before the actual marathon was released, and he appreciated the effort I put into making things a bit cinematic with the intro and the certain sequences, and he did an amazing job with this. This is my favorite thing because basically I wrote his scene here in the mind of kind of him when he does like a rant video when he gets pissed off, which is no laughing matter to him, but it's kind of funny when you see him go off on one. And so I had that in my mind that he would be a little bit of a kind of a jerk in the video just for comedic effect. And he delivered it basically exactly as I imagined it, and it was really almost one of the first times I've actually felt like a proper director, because I wrote something, I told him how to do it, and he colored it up himself, but it was basically what I had imagined and what I had in my head, and it just came out perfectly, and he did an awesome job. And he also added this little line in afterwards, which was a bit off kilter and a bit funny, and was definitely worthy of including in the final cut. Yeah, I love the way he just walks off camera there. And then this, I just kind of exaggerated my my reaction to really put a cap on the end of it, and just so that you know that it would probably be the last phone call in the sequence. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Had 4 great guys, 4 great YouTubers. It's special for me to put something together like this and to have them all involved in my video. It's really, really cool. And yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out. So that was the phone sequence from the director's cut. I'm just going to take a little drink of my water before we continue. And this is the final scene when the marathon's done. I'm getting into bed. Connie's there, and there was a scene right at the end of the second movie marathon where I'm in bed, in that same bed, and so it'll look quite familiar, but it's a different angle as you see Connie as well. And we're talking about Dark Knight Rises. This was all done in one take. I just had a vague idea of what to say and just kind of improvised it, I guess. And I'm not saying that to boast or anything, because I don't think it's that good, but gets the point across that I'm kind of I talk about movies too much, and Connie's like, yeah, let's just go to sleep, and then Connie also mentions that at least I won't be sleeping outside again, referencing the beginning of the video where of course I was sleeping outside for some strange reason that was never really explained. And so I thought it would be cool to end the video like this, and this was another little thing that we filmed when we were out doing all the location, I guess you could call it, filming. I came up with the idea to put this at the end of the video. I'd always planned to be asleep under the bridge, but this bit, being asleep on the mini bridge, was just an idea that I came up with while we were there. We just had a look around, and we just filmed some extra stuff. Connie filmed a lot of this coming up now with all the the deep focus and the stream and the flower and everything, and I decided to use all of it in the credit sequence, which comes now when I turn the light off. And there you go, that's the end of the marathon, written, directed and edited by moi. And then we cut to a cool little shot there, and there's lots of cool shots, and I really tried to time the credits here, which I don't think anyone would notice, and that's fair enough, but it's just the beat of the song that goes along, and it's Ooh La La by the Faces. Just every like 3 or 4 beats or so, that's when the credits come in. Maybe not now, but when the main credits kick in, and I was really anal about that, but I love credits and I like them to be timed well and stuff like that, especially with music and things like that. Another great shot there of the chain link part of the bridge. And this again was another kind of semi Buster Keaton homage, and just doing a bit of physical comedy. And not that I'm that good at it, but I thought it would be quite funny. There was 2 versions of this. The first version was a lot better, but unfortunately, because I used the chain link fence to kind of pull myself down, it was still wobbling as I was lying down, so it just looked like I'd already done it, so I had to refilm it without my hat on. Guest starring, so now we're just going into like who guest starred in it. Ryan Chataway, Robbie Webster, great guys, did great stuff in this video. Zaron Isaac, of course, I added into the credits after he was added into the director's cut. Chill Pilgrim, Forkaball, who was in a brief scene near the beginning of the marathon. Marcus the Tui, and James, DVD Collector 1974. And then we bring it back again. We got a second part of the cameo from James where he's saying, I love when he says, I can't believe how fucking good that was. There's something really funny about the way he says that. And then we cut to Zig, his puppet, who he operates and he does videos with, and he did a good job with this as well. And I wrote something for Zig, and then James just kind of altered it to how, you know, how he performed Zig and how he would say it, which was great. I was all for people tweaking the things that they'd been given from me, and so yeah, he did a great job with this as well. And yeah, I love the Simpsons blanket as well. Nice little touch. Obviously it hides things, but it just it really fits with the whole kind of nerdy room that he's got there, his epic movie room. And yeah, I really like this. It's cool. It's all a cool thing when you get the cameos from guys and stuff, and when they put that effort in to doing it just for your video, it's quite humbling, and just a fun time at the end of it. There you go, additional ad-libbing. I had to credit the guys, and Forkable Ian did a great job with his as well. It was awesome to get him involved. The music that was used, Kevin MacLeod, the faces, Bill Conti's Rocky music, Cheese Dude 111 was the guy who did the 8-bit Gonna Fly Now theme, and it was of course filmed in Norway, New York, and in Pennsylvania. And then special credit to the Last King of Skullboa, who guessed the closest to how long this video would be on my Facebook page. So there we go, a vlogumentary in association with Ryan Chataway, who of course started the whole thing. And if you can read this, you don't need glasses, which is a Spaceballs reference to close it out. And this I added into the director's cut. In the original cut, it was just a blank screen with this same text on it. And I decided to just put something behind it and make it a bit more interesting, because it cuts to this, which is the final beat of the whole video. And there we go, Zaran Isaac. This shot might look a bit weird, is because he put green screen on both of his monitors there. And it was quite hard to get this right, honestly, because the green, you can see it's reflected in his glasses a little, and it was hugely reflected on his keyboard, so I had to kind of really tweak with the settings to get rid of the green and to make it all work. And this shot took a long time to get right, but there you go. That's the end. Thank you for listening to this commentary. Hope you enjoyed it. This is just a blank screen now. This has been a No Stairway production, and sayonara.